Greetings, this is This and I am Me, and yes, I am back with another food and holiday related tier list, but no, my goal was not at the end of last episode when I said, hey, I could do more tier lists if you guys, wanted to see more tier lists. My goal was not to have just holiday and or food themed tier lists, but I just figured we did one for the Halloween candy, so why not also do one for Thanksgiving foods? So in the future, yes, I still may be doing tier lists for other things. Movies, characters, I don't know, anything, people. But for now, it's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. So I am doing one for Thanksgiving foods. Now, a couple things that we should know beforehand. The first thing is that, well, I suppose I said happy Thanksgiving and that it's Thanksgiving, but it may not be Thanksgiving for you. So if it is not Thanksgiving and or you don't celebrate Thanksgiving at all or in the traditional sense or anything like that, that doesn't mean that you can't still be a thankful person on this specific day. So like on this one day that you're watching this video, just be like, okay, I'm thankful for that. And then there, Thanksgiving. Woo! So that's the one thing. And then the other thing is that I am an extremely picky eater. I eat like a child, okay? For reference, today for dinner I had chicken tenders, French fries, and a chocolate milkshake. It wasn't fast food though. It was homemade, but still my palate is that of a child's palate. Let's keep that in mind. My choices here are going to definitely reflect that. And also, I don't really care for Thanksgiving food. I know, once again, I'm offending everyone. I offended everyone with the Halloween candy, and I'm going to offend everyone again. So here are our options. Once again, I did not make this tier list. I just Googled it up. It was like the first one there. So we're just going to work with this. There are not very many foods here. And there's not really very many like appetizer or dessert options. So because there aren't appetizer options, and that would be kind of like before you start your meal, I'm just going to talk about it right now. I don't know how random it is, but we would always have like either sherbet ice cream for an appetizer with like sherbet ice cream with raspberries on it. Yeah, okay. And like a pineapple underneath the ice cream, a pineapple slice, something like that. Or we would have a grapefruit halves sprinkled with sugar. Half of a grapefruit, you scoop out the grapefruit and it has sugar on it. Those were like the Thanksgiving appetizers usually that we would have. Or maybe we would have like a tossed salad, but I would never eat that because I hate salad. So if you think that that's really weird, then feel free to let me know in the comments. And if you also had those as sort of like traditional Thanksgiving appetizers, then feel free to let me know that as well. They don't put anything about that on this little thing, so I don't know if it's a regional thing or if it's a like a family, like certain like families just do that, and then certain ones do, I don't know, more recent updated type things. Those things sound like they're from like the 50s like catalog that makes the fruit tree out of tuna or whatever. What? I don't know. But that would be the appetizer round. And I would say that the grapefruit or the sherbet is great. Moving on. First, we have, obviously, of course, the turkey. I'm going to say that the turkey is... So they put the top row here, the S tier, they put elite will get seconds. Now, that's going to be a little bit tough for me because, like, I don't know how much stuff I get seconds of because I kind of just, like, I put as much as I'm going to want on my plate to start, and then I don't really need to get seconds, So I'm just going to say like the best part of the meal. And put it that way. And maybe not seconds, but I'd say the turkey is great. Usually, I like the turkey. It's basically just chicken, and I like chicken. I feel like people probably don't like turkey if they're like real like meat eaters, you know, like they like steak, they like things like that, and they're probably not gonna like turkey very much. They're probably gonna be like, yeah, it's kind of lame. Like, sure, we have turkey on Thanksgiving, but me, I'm like, no, turkey is fine. Like, it's just like chicken, so that's great. I like the turkey. Pumpkin pie. This is just sort of like a dessert that's like maybe we would have it if we have it that year, but like it's not a staple. No one really was a pumpkin pie lover or anything. So, I mean, personally, I would just put it in hard pass because I would never eat that. I don't like it. I mean, I've also never tried it, but I don't like pies really, and basically it goes in the hard pass section, but also we probably wouldn't even be having it at our Thanksgiving dinner meal, so I don't really need to consider it. And then there's some things down here that I'm just not going to include up into the tier list because we wouldn't have ever had it. Apple pie. Apple pie also has to go in the hard pass category. And I'm not ordering, once again, just like my last tier list, I'm not like putting these like, oh, this is better than this. Like, I'm not putting them in an order like that. We're just doing straight tiers, no full order. I have to put apple pie down here just because I talked about it in the Halloween candy one as well. I have a taste aversion to apples. At one point in my life when I was little, there was a chunk of apple and it was stuck in my throat and I could breathe. I wasn't choking, but it felt like I was choking. It was stuck there for like 2 hours and it traumatized me, and now I can't eat apples. So, although in general apple pie would be like a maybe, nowadays I'm like, I can't eat apples. So, apple pie, hard pass, can't eat it. Biscuits. Biscuits is different than dinner rolls, and honestly, we would never have biscuits. We would have dinner rolls. But we're not down to that yet. So because we wouldn't have biscuits for Thanksgiving, I'm not including it. Brussels sprouts. Interestingly enough, we are having Brussels sprouts this year for Thanksgiving. And I will not be eating them. But never before do we ever have Brussels sprouts. That is not a normal thing. That is a recent development. Squash. Also a hard pass. Squash, no, gross, ew. A lot, like these two things, actually I think the pumpkin pie as well. All three of these things, I don't even like the smell of, like, gross. You can eat your weird food, your weird healthy food. I'm not eating it. Pumpkin pie isn't healthy, but I'm just saying it's made with like vegetables or fruit or whatever the heck a pumpkin is supposed to be, and I'm not interested. Jellied cranberry. Oh my god, jellied cranberry. It's so divisive, right? You either love it or you hate it. And then there's people who are like, oh, you have to have cranberry. Where's the cranberry sauce? And then the other people are like, God, are you kidding me? Oh, well, cranberry sauce is a different thing. Well, either way, I'm not eating that. I don't like it. I know you guys are going to be disgusted by my Thanksgiving meal, but just wait. So far we have turkey. Green bean casserole. I think this has been included in like maybe 1 or 2 Thanksgivings that I've existed for. I don't know. I'd probably go in like the okay category. Like in terms of all the vegetables, green beans are one of the most tolerable ones. So I guess that's okay. I don't really think I'm a fan though. Cornbread! Yeah! So cornbread, when I had cornbread at Thanksgiving, it actually was really bad. It wasn't a normal thing we ever had at Thanksgiving, but I love cornbread. And so once or twice I was like, can't we have cornbread? Like that's kind of a thing that people have at Thanksgiving. So like maybe we should have it. And so we've had it once or twice, but it was like a bad batch, like it wasn't good. But I am all for cornbread. I like cornbread. And actually way down here is stuffing. But what I actually like is cornbread stuffing. Cornbread stuffing, oh my god, so good. That would be elite, but they don't have that here. But let's just pretend that the cornbread and the stuffing can be cornbread stuffing and it goes in the elite category, because that's the kind of stuffing that I like. Corn. corn is great. I would say elite if it was corn on the cob like this is, but we would usually just have like loose corn. And so that's great. I like corn. I actually like corn products a lot, like cornbread, corn dogs, corn chips, like corn-based chip products or corn-based cereals. I really like. Sometimes I will eat corn tortilla chips, like corn chips, with corn scooped up onto them. I'm being serious. But like usually with like rice and cheese as well. It's like how to have like nachos or like a Mexican style dish without any of the Mexican flavors. It's just like corn and rice and cheese and chip. I told you, children's palate. So anyway, yeah, corn is great. Corn on the cob would be elite, but we don't really have that for Thanksgiving. Cranberry sauce, these are the same thing to me. They're the weird cranberry stuff that people have only at Thanksgiving and never ever any other day. And I don't like it. Creamed corn. We don't have creamed corn on Thanksgiving, so I can't include it. And I don't think I've ever had it. Maybe I've had it once. I think we had it once at Thanksgiving. And it was probably okay. Or maybe great. I really like corn chowder as well. Like I said, I like corn. So I probably like this, but it's not really a Thanksgiving, food for us. I guess I should mention biscuits. Like, biscuits are okay. They would be in the okay category. Okay. Dinner rolls, however. Dinner rolls? Back in the day, dinner rolls would be elite. In terms of, like, I would absolutely be getting seconds of these. Like, who wants another dinner roll? I do. Yes, please. Another dinner roll over here. Because another thing I really like is bread. But I don't know. Dinner rolls lately, I feel like they're just more like great. They're just a little bit drier nowadays, Like back in the day, they was like soft, pillowy, slathered with butter. Nowadays, maybe they've dried up. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll have to get back to you. I'm doing this tier list before I've had the Thanksgiving dinner of this year. Just so you know, in case you were for some reason thinking that wasn't the case. Gravy. Gravy has to go in the elite category because if it was turkey already with gravy on it, I would put it in the elite category. But the turkey and the gravy are separate, and I'm going to say that the gravy is what is making it elite. Because if it's just turkey, it's okay. But if it's turkey with gravy, it's elite. So therefore the gravy has to be the elite factor. Yes, I like gravy. It is true. It is good with the Thanksgiving meal. It is good with the turkey. I am not the type of person to just like mash everything all into one pile on my plate though. Sometimes their Thanksgiving meal is sort of like a pile of like turkey and roll and vegetables and gravy all over the whole thing. I just kind of have the gravy on the turkey. Everything is still separate. Okay. Now we're starting to get into some interesting items here. Ham. I checked another tier list too, and it also had ham. So I've never heard of this really. I've heard of a Christmas ham. I've never really heard of ham on Thanksgiving. In general, I like ham. I don't have it often, but I am a ham enjoyer. I definitely like ham. I like more than steak. I like chicken the best, and then like ham is probably the second best if I have to pick like meat. I know chicken. You're like, it's not meat, it's poultry. Well, come on now. So I really like ham, but I've never had that on Thanksgiving, so I'm not going to include it. And mac and cheese is another thing that is super good. Like, oh my god, this would be elite. But I don't think I ever have it for Thanksgiving, so I can't put it up there. Because I'm ranking Thanksgiving foods, but I love mac and cheese. Mashed potatoes. Okay. Thanksgiving mashed potatoes is what I'm rating here. Just like with the corn, I wasn't rating corn in general. I was rating Thanksgiving corn. Mashed potatoes are gonna have to be... Honestly, I'm putting them in the hard pass category. This is what you were all waiting for. This is the really upsetting factor, okay? I hate real mashed potatoes. I know. If they were instant, if they were Hungry Jack, I'd put them in the great category. Love it. Smooth, pureed baby food texture. I'm all for it. Tastes like mush, tastes like butter and salt and anything else you decide to mix into them. Fabulous. But Thanksgiving mashed potatoes. See, Thanksgiving is the time when you got to break out the masher and the real potatoes. And it's like, we're going to have real mashed potatoes because it's Thanksgiving. And I do not like those. I do not like how much they taste like potato, for one. But the even bigger problem is the lumps. I cannot have any lumps at all. So even if you think you make them really smooth, unless you put them in like a puree machine, I'm gonna be eating them and there's gonna be a lump of potato. And even though it's just more potato, you would think that wouldn't, make or break the dish, but it does. I hate it. It's disgusting. So I know everyone, all the foodies out there are like, but that's the way it is. Okay, red wine. I suppose this technically would be at like a Thanksgiving meal that I would attend. So I have to put it in the hard pass category. I don't drink red wine or any alcohol. So that's going to be a hard pass for me. But yeah, there would be wine probably usually. I have water. Okay, roasted vegetables. We never have that. Roasted vegetables. Yeah, no. And roasted vegetables in general would be like a maybe. I don't really care for them that much. I'm a very unhealthy eater. Escalloped potatoes. I thought it was just called scalloped potatoes, not escalloped potatoes, but okay. Let's get extra French here. I don't have these at Thanksgiving. If I did, they would probably be like an okay or a great, depending on how well they're cooked. Because like I'm down for that. I like that dish, but it's not a Thanksgiving dish in my mind. Sparkling juice. I hate anything with carbonation. So I would never drink that. But also it's not part of a Thanksgiving meal, so I'm not including it on the tier list. Stuffing! I already talked about it a little bit. So stuffing, I'm gonna put elite. We'll get seconds. But we're pretending that this is cornbread stuffing, okay? Because if it's just stuffing, I'm gonna put it at like a maybe. And if it's stuffing, yeah, like stuffing would be a maybe. And usually, sometimes stuffing can have like meat in it, like sausage or something like that. I don't like that at all. I like very, very, very plain, nothing else really in it, cornbread stuffing. And we're gonna pretend that's what this is because they don't have that option down here, and I would call that elite. And then lastly, sweet potato casserole. This is like an American classic that I've never tried before and we don't ever have, so I can't rate it. That is my Thanksgiving meal, guys. Basically, it's turkey and gravy, cornbread stuffing, corn, and dinner rolls. So now you might understand a little bit better why I say I don't really care about Thanksgiving meal, like this Thanksgiving food, because it's this, okay? I understand when people are eating like this, like all of this stuff, and they like this stuff, that like Thanksgiving meal is like an event, but for me it's like, okay, I don't ever have stuffing on any other day, but the other stuff could be kind of normal stuff, except you just replace the turkey with chicken and it's like kind of a normal meal. That is my Thanksgiving food tier list. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I should probably not do a food one next time because I'm sure my picky palate is going to be getting on people's nerves at some point, and they're going to be sick of hearing me just say that I don't like everything. But thank you guys so much for watching, and let me know what is either your favorite or least favorite or most controversial, favorite or least favorite Thanksgiving, menu item, or your most controversial menu item opinion down in the comments below. And I will see you in the next tier list one, which will be whenever. I'm going to try to do tier list Tuesdays or tier list Thursdays. Like, they'll always be uploaded on a Tuesday or Thursday, but we'll see. I don't know. Bye-bye now.